are reading about Black Panthers. Super interesting. Now, the reason why this is interesting is because there is a common misconception or even a myth that a black panther is its own species or animal. A panther in general is the name of the subfamily of tigers and jaguars and stuff like that, so a panther isn't really its own species. And furthermore, a black panther therefore can be a black version of any of those species. So that's the interesting thing you have to know about it, is that it's a black version of any of the species that, are in that family. So it's not its own distinct species. So there is a little bit of information for you before we get stuck into this interesting Wikipedia. Now, I got recommended to read the Panther Wikipedia, but you must understand that it's difficult to understand which Panther Wikipedia that they were talking about. So I went with Black Panther, but there is also a mythical panther creature with a multicoloured hide. There's also the family subgroup of animals, the panthera or pantherinae or something like that. But I went with Black Panther just because of the cultural references in popular culture. And I hope that you like this video. So, without any further ado, let's get into this whispering Wikipedia. Now, remember, I can't pronounce scientific names or terminology. The Black Panther. A black panther is the melanistic colour variant of any panthera, particularly of the leopard in Asia and Africa and the jaguar in the Americas. Black panthers of both species have excess black pigments, but their typical spotted markings are also present. Melanism in the leopard is caused by a recessive allele, and in the jaguar by a dominant allele. This is under leopards. In 1788, Jean-Claude Delametherie described a black leopard that was being kept in the Tower of London and had been brought from Bengal. In 1794, Frederick Albert Anton Mayer proposed the scientific name Felis fusca for this individual, the Indian leopard. In 1809, Georges Cuvier described a black leopard kept in the Menagerie du Jardin des Plantes that had been brought from Java. Cuvier proposed to name it Felis melas, the Javan leopard. By 1929, the Natural History Museum of London also had skins of black leopards collected in the South Africa and Canara in the southern India. Melanism in the leopard is conferred by a recessive allele. Melanistic and non-melanistic animals can be littermates. It is thought that melanism confers a selective advantage under certain conditions, since it is more common in regions of dense forest, where light levels are lower. Preliminary studies also suggest that melanism might be linked to beneficial mutations in the immune system. The typical spotted markings are present but hidden due to the excess black pigments, which is called ghost rosettes. In North Africa, dark African leopards Laikipia County. Frequency of melanism appears to be approximately 11% over the leopard's range. Data on the distribution of leopard populations indicates that melanism occurs in 5 subspecies in the wild: Indian leopard, Javan leopard, African leopard, Indo-Chinese leopard, and Sri Lankan leopard. Based on records from camera traps, melanistic leopards occur foremost in tropical and subtropical moist forests. Melanistic leopards are common in Java and are also reported from densely forested areas in southwestern China, Myanmar, Assam and Nepal, from Travancore, and some parts of southern India, from where they may be more numerous than spotted leopards. Most leopards recorded at 16 sites south of the Kra Isthmus between 1996 and 2009 were black, indicating a near fixation of melanism in Peninsular Malaysia. The taxonomic status of captive black leopards and the extent of hybridization between the Javan leopard and other leopard subspecies is uncertain. Therefore, coordinated breeding programs for black leopards do not exist in European and North American zoos. Black leopards occupy space needed for breeding. Endangered leopard subspecies are not kept within the North American species survival plan. 2 black armor leopard cubs were born in zoos, and a pseudo-melanistic leopard has a normal background colour, but the spots are more densely packed than normal and merge to obscure the golden brown background colour. Any spots on the flanks and limbs that have not merged into the massive swirls and stripes are unusually small and discreet, rather than forming rosettes. The face and underparts are paler and dappled like those of ordinary spotted leopards. Now, moving to the Jaguar. In 1801, Felix de Asa described a black jaguar observed by local people near Panthera River in Paraguay. In 2004, a black jaguar was recorded in Mexico's Sierra Madre Occidental. In 2009, a black jaguar was recorded for the first time in Costa Rica's Alberto Manuel Brenes Biological Reserve. In the mountains of the Cordillera de Talamanca, 104 records of jaguars were obtained between 2010 and 2019, and 26 of them showed melanistic jaguars. Melanism in the jaguar is caused by deletions in the melanocortin-1 receptor gene and conferred by a dominant allele. Now we move to the cougar. There is no authenticated case of a truly melanistic cougar. None was photographed or killed in the wild, and none have ever been bred. Unconfirmed sightings known as the North American Black Panther are currently attributed to errors in species identification by non-experts and by the mimetic exaggeration of size. Now, we move on to examples in literature to end off this short whispering Wikipedia. Bagheera in the Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling in 1894 is a black Indian leopard that mentors the human character Mowgli. Cornell Woolrich's novel Black Alibi features a black jaguar that escapes from captivity and wreaks havoc in a Mexican town. Walter Van Dilberg Clark's novel Track of the Cat features a marauding cougar that is supposed to be the Black Panther from a local legend. The NFL football team Carolina Panthers is named after a Black Panther with a logo resembling the animal. And the National Rugby League team Penrith Panthers is named after the Black Panther with a logo of the animal. I hope you like that short whispering Wikipedia, and maybe I could have cleared some misconceptions from you, or maybe learned something, but I hope that you relaxed. Thank you so much for deciding to stop and to spend some time with me today, and I'll see you again very soon for another video.